Hello, welcome to episode 75 of the Brunch Ladies. Molly, hi, welcome back from your travels. How
Good
are you?
morning, good morning, good morning. I am well. I see by looking at us, we both just recently got out of the shower since we have our wet
Huh,
hair.
had a shower for our brunch.
Sunday brunch,
Yeah,
Sunday brunch.
I
Got
got
my
some. Oh, we both have coffee this
coffee,
morning.
got my positive energy cup.
I got my eBay for Business podcast cup. Yeah.
Nice.
So, where do we even begin? I talked a little bit about um travels in Maine and everything last week.
Mhm.
So you hiked a mountain.
I hiked a mountain. Yes, I did. And I survived. I'm here to tell the story. I didn't think I was going to survive on many occasions, but yeah, yeah, it was quite interesting. It was one of those things that you're like, what have I gotten myself into? I might actually die today. And then at the end, you're
Mm.
like, I'm so freaking proud of myself that I did that.
I was so proud when I saw those pictures. And then when you were telling me about it, I was like, that's kind of like a metaphor for life, what you were saying, and just for getting through things. And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and it was so the one I sent you pictures of was the first one we went to that had these rock trails we had to climb that I wasn't 100% aware of until we got out there. But that wasn't what we did the last day was even worse. And worse in the fact of it was truly up a mountain. The other was up and down, but you did a whole lake. It was like a 5K hike around a lake.
Mm-hmm.
And some of it was up and down some, and one half of the lake was all rock. So you were kind of climbing up and down rocks, but it wasn't up a mountain. So the last one, Nick says, oh, I found one that's, I think, a little easier. Girl, I was like, what are we doing? And at first, you start and you got to walk across this beach, and then you cross some water and you're getting in the woods. And there's like stairs, rock stairs going up.
Uh-huh.
And then it's like a little bit of an uphill climb, but it's like roots and paths. And then all of a sudden, you literally are on this sheer wall of rock. And there's blue little spray paint lines that kind of like you're searching for these because you don't know what direction. Do I go this way, that way?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what am I doing? I'm trying to find the picture that Nick took that showed maybe this is it. So it was 145 feet of elevation, the Great Head Trail.
Oh wow.
So as we're going up and I'm climbing up this mountain, and I'm literally like, I had my hiking sticks, but sometimes I had to get rid of a stick and hand him one because I had to grasp rock and push on a stick to pull myself up over this rock and get on it. And it was treachery on some of them. And some of them were literally on a cliffside where you're looking at a steep drop and you're on rock that's
It
about,
sounds so cool.
but scary. I'm scared of heights. And so I just had to keep looking forward because I knew if I looked down, but once you got to like stop places, it was the most beautiful view of the sound and the beach and the mountains. And
Mm.
I mean, it was worth every minute of it. The whole time I kept saying, every time we went up, I was like, okay, we must be done. We got to go down soon. And no, and there was another up and another up. And then I was like, how do we get down? And Nick said, well, it's a lollipop, meaning I had to climb down those steep rocks that I climbed up. So it was scary, but it was good. I did have a couple of moments of, I don't know if I can do this, meltdowns. Um,
But
do
you
I
did it.
do I need to call a helicopter and airlift
Oh
myself
my
back?
gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. So, as you guys know, I met Molly for a leg of the trip, and I think Sherry would be proud. Sherry, we did the Conshy Connects event with her, but then we volunteered for the 5K. in wait, I'm going to get confused now. South Berwick, Maine.
Yes.
And yes, I do have one big regret from the trip. Do you have any idea what that is?
Not participating?
No, I had so much fun at the 5K.
I was going to say,
no, I had so much fun at that 5K. I loved every second of it.
I don't know.
No, it was we forgot to bring our mascot, Pink Floyd.
Okay, well, let me tell you something.
There's another part. Okay, all right, because there's another
part.
Go
ahead with your other part. Hey, Michelle. First of all, I want to say good morning to Michelle. Yes, we're talking about Acadia, and I am in love with it, and I'm gonna summer there eventually. Like stay.
Hashtag Molly Summers in Maine. That's our new
Molly
thing.
Summers in Maine. Not this coming summer, but I'm gonna start summering every Maine. Anyway, go ahead. So what was the other thing?
So not only did we leave Pink Floyd, but the person who named Pink Floyd, our friend Jill, lives in Maine.
Stop it.
Yes. And we didn't get to connect with her. And all right, so next trip, Jill is in the mix, Pink Floyd is in the mix, because we have all these Maine connections, which is just absolutely phenomenal. But it was just too much going on all at once. And so next time we'll do it better. Pink Floyd will be in the mix, our mascot. We need to hook up with Jill, who named him, right? She has a pretty good connection to Pink Floyd. And she is right there in Maine as well. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. And Sherry's new gym, we got to see Sherry's new gym. So I was going to say she'd be super proud of you for doing the hikes and the climbing, because she is so fitness oriented and she's embarked on this new adventure. And yeah.
I could make a mainline joke. I have something to tell you that I haven't even told you yet. I did a thing. When you talk about Floyd, I thought, oh my gosh, if we'd have brought Floyd could have had a friend. Remember when I took Floyd to Miami, he met Pete the Pelican.
Oh, right.
Well, we could have gotten Floyd. Originally, I was like, we could have gotten Floyd like a lobster friend from Maine.
Yeah.
No. Because I did a thing. I adopted a puffin.
Oh, Lord. Did you see any puffins, or was it too late?
Because they aren't there. It was too late to see them, but I went to the Puffin Project, which was so cool. Watched the movie, learned all about the scientists that brought the puffins back to Maine and saved them from extinction. And I was like laughing, crying, and I'm like, I just love this project so much. So I adopted a puffin. So I'm waiting now anxiously for the mail to arrive, because what they do is the scientists that are on the island actually find the puffin for me, and they will fill out and type me a letter, and it's how old it is, the gender, the personality, like they watch it for a while and they'll, give me an idea of what its personality is like. Then I get to name it.
Oh, so, wow.
They could have brought Floyd a little puffin friend.
Oh my gosh. So when we were in the car, and we were talking a lot about puffins and where they winter and everything. Was what we had looked up about them going out into the ocean, was that accurate?
It is accurate, yes.
Oh, okay.
They go off into the ocean, and it's the what do they call it? It's the underwater mountain system that has a name off of Cape Cod. It's like 200 miles out. And I was hoping they would have some kind of visual of that. Like, I really want to see it.
Yeah.
But what I learned was the puffins go out, and when they leave, they live solo. Like, it's a very lonely life during that time. But then they do come back to the same burrow, and they typically mate. But when they go off separate.
Oh, so not at wow.
No, so I pictured them all leaving together like a gaggle of geese, and they all go and float around in the water for a couple of. No, it's very solo. They do it alone. They don't go with their mate, but they do meet back.
Oh, I love that. They need some alone time. They're like me.
Well, let me tell you, the little baby puffins, oh my gosh, are they the cutest little fuzzy things ever. Oh,
Wow.
so cute. But yeah, I'm now
So,
the mom of a puffin.
oh wow, congratulations. I
You
can't wait to hear
Thank
updates
you.
on that.
Yes, I'm
So
gonna have
was
a
there
name with
anything that you like took away from that as far as like things we can do in our everyday lives that besides what we do and shop secondhand and contribute to the circular economy, and
That's huge.
is there anything that you can think of, like a takeaway that maybe our
Well,
audience wouldn't be aware of?
it all goes down to greedy humans and why they almost went extinct. I mean, I'm a human, so I can say it. We are a greedy breed. We're a very
Mm,
selfish, greedy breed. And we almost took them out down to literally one couple left in Maine years and years ago. Um, this gentleman, I can't think of his name right now. I wish I had my book up here with me. Actually went to Newfoundland and took eggs out of burrows, brought them back, and literally brought a population of puffins back. But it took many years for the babies. They would bring the eggs back, raise the babies, and hope that the babies would come back because they're like sea turtles. They go back to where they were born
oh,
to
yeah.
their babies. But it took a while for them to actually stick and come back. Like, I think it was over 7 years before the first one actually came back to its original place to
Wow.
burrow there on the island in Maine. But the big thing is, well, back then it was people poaching for whatever they needed,
Okay.
feathers and whatnot. But I think the biggest thing we have right now, from what I saw and read, is what we put in the ocean. The
Yeah.
litter. I mean, it was really sad to see some of the videos of things that are stuck on them out there. And we've always been one with the soda can plastic that holds the 6-pack together. We've
Mhm.
always like scissor cut that because growing up on Hilton Head, I would always get drilled into me about how fish and things and animals would get caught. Sea turtles would get caught in those holes.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to look at and think I just think people don't think about it. But
Sure. Sure.
where to put your garbage, and it put me back on that. And I've been doing it for a while, but I want to even focus harder on less plastic usage, like really
Mm-hmm.
staying away from plastic.
Plastic, disposable. Yeah. Just kind of changing so super exciting. I announced it on our Insta Resale Therapy Live. Is next week we are having a special guest, and it is Colleen of Back to Earth Compost Crew. If you are not following them on Instagram, you absolutely need to be, and you can find out next week why. But I mean, that ties in with just living a more sustainable lifestyle,
Mhm.
and they do an incredible job, and she is incredibly knowledgeable. So we're just so excited to have her on and bring a little bit. Wow, that came like full circle. That was
It
weird.
sure did.
Yeah,
Sure did.
so we're going to be bringing you more people,
Yeah.
more members of the community that are, contributing in a positive way that you may want to connect with. I know on our YouTube channel we have an outtake of an Earth Day series that I was a speaker at, but that one wasn't recorded. But we did an outtake through Back to Earth Compost Crew, all about it. Highlights heroic gardens, which is amazing. We'll have to have them on. And Cara Joe's skincare. So she is all about bees and what it actually means to save the bees. I'm going to link up that video because she did such an incredible job. And there was so much. I thought I knew what, save the bees meant and how to make a positive contribution, but I didn't fully understand it. It's not exactly what we think when we say save the bees. So,
Did she
yeah.
mention about people spraying their yards for mosquitoes?
I don't believe she did.
I have a real hard time. I am like a mosquito magnet. In fact, right now I
Mhm.
got about 70 on my body. Um, from my hike and then getting home, I just got eaten alive. But I have people, even a neighbor 2 doors down, that I know they have their yards treated, but I've always thought,
Mhm.
I don't want people spraying chemicals in my yard because I don't wanna hurt the bees. Like, I literally if they kill off mosquitoes, what else are they killing off? And I don't wanna kill off the bees, right?
Yeah.
So I don't
Mhm.
get it treated, but my neighbor was just talking about it yesterday, about how they get their yard treated because it was so bad, and once they did that, it's much better, and I go back and forth, but I really I've heard people say you can do it without it. My thing is I've bought a bunch of lavender, a bunch of, Nick keeps calling it echinacea.
Citronella.
Citronella. Nick funny going, how's that echinacea doing? I'm like, it's citronella. Now he's got me calling it echinacea. Citronella plants and lemongrass plants and putting
Mhm.
it on my deck in hopes that that helps. And it might a little, but not. I need to make a forest of it, lemon balm and all that, and just.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I
sometimes,
don't know stats on that and, what that treatment involves. I know a lot of people do it for their pets to avoid,
mhm,
ticks and
yeah,
things like that.
yeah,
But I honestly don't know.
yeah. I want to find out more about that because I'm wondering if there are ways to do that that truly are safe for the bees that don't harm them. I don't know.
Well, I think maybe if we can get Cara Jo on here,
We can find out.
she might be able to offer some insight into that and so much more. Oh my gosh. All right, Michelle says save the bees is so important. All right. I have to work on that, getting her on, and let's ask her some of those questions, because I also want people to know about what she's doing in this incredible business she's running, this sustainable. She
Mhm.
is a teacher, but she runs a bee, what do you call? She's a beekeeper. Her and her husband keep bees,
Wow.
and she uses that in a lot of her products. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. All right, our bug bite suckers are here. Michelle ordered us some. If you have been following us, and resale therapy is more, well, it is therapy, but
Mhm.
Thursday nights we
We
do
solve
7
all kinds of
p.m.
problems,
Yeah, we solve all kinds of
like
problems.
like mosquito bites.
Like mosquito bites. So we were on there the one night, and I don't know, we were talking about mosquito bites, and
Because I
Arlene
had
said,
one. I remember I had a bite on my ankle, and you said, I said, it is so bad. It's on my ankle and it's just so bad. And then you said, I think the top of the foot is the worst. That is the
"Oh
absolute
yeah,
worst. And then Arlene came on, go ahead and said,
yeah," and she said, I bought this item. It's a bug sucker, so it just sucks out the whatever the mosquito puts in you that you react to. I should know the technical terms, but I don't. So, sorry. But bottom line is, it works. You get this. It's like almost like a little vacuum pump that you just put on the mosquito, whatever kind of bite. It doesn't have to be a mosquito bite, and it just takes that out. And the sooner you get to it, the better. So,
so I
Sherry.
laughed because remember that came out because I asked on resale therapy. I took my fingernail and put a cross in the bug bite. And I said,
Oh
does
yeah,
anybody
yeah,
else put your cross in the bug bite? I was always told you got to put the cross in the bug bite so the itch
yeah,
goes away. And that's when she said, bug suckers. So she,
yeah.
what did Sherry? Oh,
So the
that's my,
next day, Sherry texted me and she's like, "You jinxed me. I got a bug bite on the top of my foot and I'm dying."
and there was a
And
picture of her pretty little foot with a bug bite on it.
yeah, so I sent her a bug sucker. I got one for my mom, and then Michelle got one for me. So I can't wait to try it out. I've just been like hiding from the bugs as of late.
Oh, I can't seem to hide from them. I got more yesterday. Mm.
Well, I haven't been going outside as much as I normally
You
do, just
know,
because it's so irritating.
it's really hard when you're as sweet as I am. It just
I
makes it
know.
much more
I know.
complicated. So I was going to say too on the bees and the and what we were talking about
Yeah.
sustainable living and the puffins and that kind of thing. It's always been something important to you and I both, as we know when we met each
Yeah.
other, learned that about each other way back when from things that were instilled in our childhood and all. But I did feel that getting out again in going to Maine, and it's not just Maine, it's not about Maine itself, but getting back out. And I felt this way when I went to Olympia. when you're traveling and getting out and actually doing things like hiking and taking the boat rides and things like that, it just brings things back home. Even if they don't necessarily talk about it, when you're out there, you realize it's just so beautiful. We got to make sure we keep it that way. I can't tell you how much litter we picked up here and there, walking places that we would pick stuff up out of the arboretum and we'd see a wrapper or a whatever.
People still litter?
Yeah, listen, I was shocked to see cigarette butts through the hiking trails of Acadia National Park. Why would you smoke in a national park? I mean, wildfires, the winds off the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm really surprised.
But then I'm thinking physically, how can you hike that mountaintop that I had a hard time getting my body up if you're smoking cigarettes along the way?
That's an excellent point. Excellent.
I mean, let's even come aside from the wildfires and smoking cigarettes in the park and leaving your butts on the ground, but physically, holy moly. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Do you remember when litter was like a big topic of conversation? Like, you don't see, it's not really a topic of conversation. I'm surprised it.
Yeah, recycling is now more the topic when litter needs to be. And something that's eye-opening about litter and homelessness is taking a train ride. When I took the train across country, the litter that you see is gobsmacking. And the amount of homeless cities and tent cities and people that are homeless is just, it's in places you don't realize it is. And it's very eye-opening when you get on a train and take those kind of back roads and see what's going on. But the litter is just, it's maddening. Like, I don't get it. Anyway.
Yikes. WHYY has a thing right now about how most litter is under 4 inches. What do you mean under 4 inches? I don't know that I understand that. Like, size-wise? Under 4 inches of brush?
Like
I don't know, Michelle. Help us out here.
I know, like it's not bigger than a pile of 4 inches, or
we're just not getting it.
They're not dropping gallon jugs, but like a 4-inch eraser. I don't know. Like, I'm curious.
I am too. Oh, each piece.
Oh, measures under 4 inches
and adds up each piece.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Because everybody, I guess, you think, oh, it's just a little thing. It's just a little thing.
Wrapper doesn't count. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting. Interesting statistic. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So what do we have? What's going on this week? I mean, last week was fun. You brought us some cool items from your travels on Insta Resale Therapy. That was really cool.
And some of it's still sitting here, like my Italian vase that I
love that so much. Oh my gosh. If you guys are listening, watching, whatever you're doing, hit the thumbs up button so we feel good about ourselves. I don't know.
Give us a little pat on the back, would you?
Yeah, that's all.
Subscribe, review. And, look at Michelle says she's keeping that vase. LOL.
Are you keeping that vase? Are you keeping it?
No, I need to sell it. I bought it to sell. I don't know.
Well, now that we're talking about it, once you get it up to sell, post a picture on social media so everybody can see what it is before it sells.
I did get the Mrazek picture up yesterday, I think.
That was cool. That's really cool. Love it.
Okay, so I posted something this morning. I don't have it up here to do it, but I just wanted to tell you about it because I don't know if you've seen it. Have you been on to look at? I got this fabulous vintage Christian Dior bangle bracelet.
No, I definitely haven't seen that.
It is zebra, and it is pony hair. And it's vintage. I want to say 1960s, I read. Very rare. Only one other person has one right now, and it's the smaller 1 inch. This is the 2 inch. It's really cool.
Oh, I can't wait. Let's go. I gotta go check it out.
Bye, y'all. It's really cool. It's really cool. I wish I had.
You have the neatest finds.
This is.
I loved.
Fabulous.
Yeah, I love resale therapy because I get to see what your finds are.
It's fun. It's fun. Like this heavy one that's still here that I got to figure out how we're going to ship and list it. Oh my gosh, like literally my shoulder.
You're going to throw your back out with that, girl.
It is so heavy. It hurts my
you'll
shoulder.
probably have to take the crystals off to ship it.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Do they come off easily?
No, they'll definitely come off and get wrapped individually for sure. Yeah. No, those will come off. I just put them on for resale therapy and to photograph, and then I'll pull them off and wrap them.
Oh, I can't wait to see all the cool things you're bringing us. Oh, yeah. So I had this week. All right. So I don't know if you remember this because it was like 3 years ago, but I had this cool apothecary scale.
Okay.
Remember this? Avery and I got an auction for like $5.
No, when I think scale, I think of the baby scale that we have that's so cute.
No, this is like a glass encased. You would know it like when you see it. You'll know it, but it was just this beautiful antique apothecary scale that we got at an auction for like $5. And that's not the reason I'm telling you guys. All right. So that sold, right? We put it up, it sold to a collector. That was great. Not so great to ship when you're talking about all those thin glass panels and weights. Not so awesome to ship. But while I was going to ship it, you take all the pieces and parts out so you can secure it. And there was a drawer on the bottom. So I pulled the drawer out and there was a secret compartment, like another compartment, a hidden compartment behind the drawer. And in that was a baggie. And it had all these coins in it and like a Greek dollar, like a drachma, I guess. Cool. And okay, so it's in there and a little piece of gold. So, yeah, right. Confession time. It sat in my drawer for 3 years because I didn't want to list the coins because it wasn't a consigner's. It was mine. I could wait. And yeah, it just sat there for 3 years. So I finally got all the items up. I made myself do it. There were a couple goodies in there. One was our oldest item. It was 78 maybe, something like that.
I think it was 60 something.
And it was a Morgan dollar. And the buyer got it. I put it up. It sold right away. There was also a peace dollar from the early 1924, I believe. And the rest of them are not as exciting as those two, but I put them up. They sold. I should have put them up 3 years ago. But anyway, that was our oldest item sold this week was that Morgan dollar. Quite a few people guessed it right.
You're right. It was 1878.
1878.
I just looked you right. 1878.
I love when we do the oldest items because we love the history and everything.
So you're inspiring me that I have this huge, ginormous bag filled with coins from one of the estates that I really need to get through. I just keep putting it aside because
it was super easy with Google Lens.
Yeah.
Super easy. Yeah.
Okay. I did a couple originally, but then I was like, meh, and I put them aside and I was like, I'll get to them later. And then things like a vintage Christian Dior pony hair Weaver bracelet come around and it gets pushed to the wayside. So
yeah.
I also, speaking of shipping real quick, people can start looking out. I have a local person who has connected with me who has basically I hit the mother load on children's baby things and just went this morning and picked up a lot of baby or children's wall art. And so when he reached out to me about it, I was like, oh, the shipping, they're like, I think 11 by 14 and 16 by 20. But when I met him, before I made the decision of what we were going to do and how we were going to do it, they're all individually boxed and ready to go. Ready?
Hey.
So I was like, okay, we can do this.
Oh, I can't wait to see all of that.
They're really cool. They're very different, and they some of them are signed. Some of them he knew the artist, but they weren't. The manufacturer did not get the artist to sign it, but he knew the artist. But I just love kids. I used to do designing children.
Yeah, this is your jam. So will that be going up on our app?
So it'll be going up. Yeah, it'll be going probably. Oh yeah, it'll go in the baby boutique and up on the app, as will some of the other. I got a lot of baby stuff, all new.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah. Time.
I loved our baby Yoda from. I had a consignment of a lot of baby Yoda Disney costumes, outfits. They were outfits. I mean, I would, if I had a baby, I'd probably dress my baby in that every day. I wouldn't wait for Halloween.
Okay,
so that was so cute.
Reminds me, did I send you? I did show you the video of my neighbor. Yeah, yes. We have this little neighbor, Ava. I've probably talked about her on here before. We've adopted her as our other child, neighbor child. And Ava's cute as pumpkin pie. And so we got her. I had found a Yoda towel, the hooded towels that our toddlers all wore. Monkeys, fish, frogs, whatever. Well, there's a baby Yoda one. And when I saw it, I just had to get it for her. And so her mother sent me a video of Ava wearing her little Yoda towel. She goes up to the mirror talking to herself in her Yoda thing and says, "The Force is with me." Yep. And walks off in her little Yoda thing. Cutest little thing. So we have a thing about Baby Yoda with her. She was Baby Yoda for Halloween. I had to get Nick Baby Yoda pajamas because Nick and Ava are buddies. So she loved that Nick has Baby Yoda pajamas.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing.
Gotta love a Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Gotta.
All right. Well,
let's get to work. Let's
get to work. Let's get some stuff posted on that app. If you guys haven't downloaded our app yet, the Conshy Consignment app, you just go into the App Store, search Conshy Consignment, load it, and you can see all of these new fun things that we're adding into our inventory. Maybe even if you're a consignor, some of your items will be on the app. How cool. Your items are on the app. And
what?
You got a very special consignor in Maine during our travels. We did pick up a new consignor.
We did, and her stuff got listed yesterday. So her things are on the site. Yes, she's got some beauties.
So welcome to the fold. You know who you are, and we are happy to have you. So it's always fun to welcome a new consignor into the fold. She was definitely a customer. A shopper, and now she's a consignor as well. Love it. Yeah.
And we white glove service, drove right to Maine, picked them up from her, and brought it back. And I got them all up yesterday. So
I mean, if you live in Hawaii, whatever, we may be willing to, do white glove pickup or something like that. If you live in a great location.
Yeah. Costa Rica, I don't know, Switzerland. We'll come get it.
Don't overcommit now. Generally, we do drop off for our consignment items. Generally, we do drop off, but
anywhere that a train can take me, I'll come. Plane,
right.
Got it. No, I'm flying soon, so I got to get over my fear of flight.
You got this. You hiked up a mountain. You're all set.
I hiked up a mountain.
You can handle a plane ride. Says the woman who's absolutely freaks out every time she gets on a plane. They keep saying face your fears,
but you'll have Michelle, right? Are y'all going together?
Yeah. Yep.
I'll be all by myself. Don't want to be.
Well, my daughter has inspired me because she has been getting on planes and traveling, and she's going to be having to do that a bit for her job. And her internship. So she's inspired me to just get out there and just do it. I used to fly all the time for work. I used to fly all the time. And it really stinks to have this utter fear that you can't control of flight when nothing makes you happier than travel. I love travel more than chocolate.
I love travel more than blueberry beer, but this fear of flight is killing me.
Well,
I don't know.
you're facing it. Maybe it's okay to be scared of it as long as it doesn't hold you back anymore. That's all. Let's wrap it up.
All right.
All right, ladies. Well, guys, I'm assuming ladies, but no, there are guys that listen to us. So
Wait,
sorry about that.
Next week is the special guest.
Next week we have Colleen. Yes.
And then the
That's our
following
compost
week.
crew.
Oh, wait, will we be together the following week?
I don't know.
I'll be in Philly.
Oh, all right.
So we'll have to see.
All right. We'll figure all that out. Who knows what's coming to you guys on Brunch, ladies? As I like to say, our tagline is "You'll never know what we will be serving up." Even we don't know what the weeks to come.
We could be shoulder to shoulder in 2 weeks. I don't know.
I always love, Michelle says, I always love nothing more than an airplane ramp. Getting on and off is awesome. Whoop. There you go.
Getting off is definitely awesome.
As my mom would say, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys.
I got more mountains to climb and get things listed. Bye, y'all.
Bye.